I was sitting at the kitchen table when Jeff came home. I had finished writing out my long division and was killing time. No matter how much or little homework I brought home, Mom thought it took 2 hours, yet every school night to finish it. When the 2 hours were up, I was free to go outside and play until the streetlights came on.
Prison is a situation, a setting where you lose a lot of control over your life. You know, when you're in prison, someone tells you when to go to sleep and when to get up and when to go eat and when to go, do pretty much everything. I feel like creative work, like writing, gives people a greater sense of control over some aspect of their life. Hi Maria, how are you? Great, come on in.
5 minutes into the ride, with his woofers woofing, Jeff spots an enemy and darts after him. He didn't even put the car in park before he hopped out and ran after some dude. I reached over from the passenger side seat, grabbed the gear shift, and put it in park before I closed the door shut. What the hell just happened? I was in the middle of the second stanza when Jeff pops my door open and stood there, out of breath. He looked me dead in the eye, sweat glistening on his face, while tossing a loaded gun in my lap. If anybody comes to the window, just shoot, he said, panting before he slammed the door shut again and ran off. Being in this class, it makes me feel comfortable that I can express myself and not be judged, or express myself and not be condemned for the feelings that arise as a result of looking back deep in my past. The gun, now an anchored weight, held me in my seat, snatched my focus. My heart dropped and everything just got real at that moment. I looked down at the gun and picked it up off my lap with my index and thumb. The weight turned it upside down. I looked at it, hoping it didn't go off and I'd be my own casualty. I opened the glove box in front of me, about to put it away, but then again, when does an 11-year-old get a chance to handle a gun? I cracked the window to let the butterflies out that was in my stomach and grip the gun like how I saw gangbangers in the neighborhood do. I was caught up playing with the gun when I heard 3 hard knocks on the window. Startled, I turned to see Jeff motioning for me to unlock the door so he could get in. "You all right, Pooh?" He lowered the hood off his black hoodie and slid into the car. I handed him the gun and burst out into tears. "Why you leave me here like that? Or why you leave me here with that gun? You know I can't shoot nobody." "I didn't want you to get caught off guard. The streets ain't forgiving." "I want to go home," I snapped. I felt like part of my innocence was stolen from me. Not just from handling a loaded gun, but knowing that my brother was in a different world altogether. I grew up 10 years in that 5-minute ride to the store. "I'm good," I told him. "I'm not going to tell." Wow.
So one of the really important parts of class is not just, sort of doing the reading or doing the writing, but also sharing your writing and being receptive to feedback and hearing what kind of impact your writing and your story has on other people. Most people who are incarcerated want some way for that time not to be time wasted. So the ability to get more education or to do something creative or to do something that gives back to the community is very important, and unfortunately is not actually present in a lot of prisons and jails in America. I think that everybody should ask what's happening behind prison walls, because almost everyone we put in prison is coming home. They're coming back to the community. And if someone has just been warehoused, and if there has been no opportunity for a person to better themselves, for a person to be rehabilitated, for a person to get help if they need it, with some of the things that we know contribute to incarceration, like substance abuse or mental illness, then people are not going to come back to the community ready to have a safe and successful return.
People will always have their opinion of what a prisoner looked like, but if they were to take a walk in our shoes and see, the story behind the prisoner, and not be so judgmental, then maybe they can see the compassion or the hurting person that's behind the inmate number.